Hello, welcome to the weekly technical analysis review for Tuesday, January the 7th. I'm Rafi Bahajan at XM.com, and for this week, the instruments we're going to be looking at is gold, pound yen, and dollar CAD. So let's begin with gold. In the daily chart, we can see that breakout from that pennant formation which we saw late last year. That uptrend that started from that breakout is continuing. Prices picked just below the 200% Fibonacci extension of the down leg from 1,518 to 1,445. So that's around 1,590. Prices touched a 7-year high of 1,587. Looking at the momentum indicators, they're pointing to still plenty of bullish bias in the short term, at least, though there is a risk of the near-term downside correction due to both indicators, the RSI and the stochastics, being in overbought territory. Nevertheless, the outlook is still clearly bullish, both in the short and medium term. So the next target for the bulls is the 261.8% Fibonacci extension. That's at 1,635. And in the more longer run, if that uptrend continues, we could see gold heading towards 1,695, which had been a resistance level in the past, and then we have the 423.6% Fibonacci extension at 1,752. To the downside, in the event of a possible correction, we could see prices initially retreating around 1,545. That's the 138.2% Fibonacci, and then there's the that peak from October last year of 1,518. That's swing high, and then below that, the focus would move on to the moving averages. We do have the 20-day just below 1,500, and the 50-day at the 50% Fibonacci at 1,482. Let's now turn to the pound yen pair. It's a bit of a mixed picture in the short term. Stochastics appear to be reversing higher, but the trend is not very clear just yet, while looking at the MACD seems to be flatlining just above the zero level. So on the whole, it's a fairly neutral picture, and the reason for that is that the pound yen is struggling to break above the 20-day moving average, the middle Bollinger Band, at 143. If it does achieve to break above it, then pound yen will aim for the upper Bollinger Band at 145.38, and then higher up, the focus would turn to the 147 handle, and not too far above that is that 10 months high from late last year of 147.95, and then further up we've got another former resistance level at 149.50. To the downside, support should initially come at 141.50 at the 50-day moving average. Below that is the top of the Ichimoku cloud, where we also have the lower Bollinger Band at 140.50. Then we've got the 200 moving average at 137.86, and then not too far below is the 136 handle, which is near the bottom of the Ichimoku cloud. If we do see a break below the Ichimoku cloud, then that would risk shifting the current bullish outlook to a more bearish one. At the moment, though, there's not much chance of that. It's looking very positive indeed, both in the short and medium term for pound yen. And finally, looking at dollar CAD, we can see that the picture has turned rather bearish in the medium term, and in the short term as well. It's still it's looking rather bearish, even though we do have prices shooting higher today. The MACD is still pointing to a lot of negativity. The RSI, it has managed to creep above oversold territory, though it's not giving us a convincing sign of a very strong bullish shift in the near term, at least, though intraday prices are very positive. Over the past week, though, they have been hovering around the 123.6% Fibonacci extension of the up leg from 1.3041 to 1.30 133.27. If we do see a continued recovery, the next target will be that swing low 1.3041 before reaching the 20-day moving average at 1.3102. That's also the 78.6% Fibonacci retracement level, and then above that the next target would be the 50-day moving average at 1.3175, just below the 50% Fibonacci. If though we do see further losses in the coming days, and we see prices heading towards the 138.2% Fibonacci extension, that would confirm the bearish shift for the medium term, and then the next target, the next key target to the downside will be the 161.8% Fibonacci at 1.2865. So that's it from me. Thank you much for watching and have a great day.